Okay, everybody, I'm really so excited today because Bad Trip is out on Netflix. It is incredible. I laughed my ass off, and I get to talk to Lil Rel, aka Bud Malone from the film. So, everyone watching, make sure you watch the film first because we're gonna talk some spoilers here, and then come back. Lil Rel, how you doing today, man?
I am doing pretty good, man. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good myself. So I absolutely love this film. It felt like it was like Harold and Kumar meets Jackass meets Dumb and Dumber. It just was like this love child of all that. And I'm wondering, when you took this part, did you hesitate a bit knowing that it was produced by someone from Jackass and Eric Andre himself? Was there some hesitation or like fear there?
No, I mean the way it was approached to me because me and Eric are friends, so that's how he approached it. Like, yo, I'm doing this movie. I love you to be in it. Blah blah blah. And I was like, all right, cool. So it wasn't hesitancy to do it because I'm a big outside of Eric being my friend, I'm a huge Eric Andre fan. You know what I mean? So like, but I don't know if I really knew what I was getting into. And I'm a huge I'm a huge fan of the prank movies. It's one of those things like, oh, I love to do this, and you like, okay, that was fun. I did it. Um, but it's such an interesting process, even just to watch it all come together. Now it's been like because it's one of the funniest movies I've seen. Like even just I know I'm in it, but it's insane what we put together.
Yeah.
And these are real reactions. That's one thing I always got to reiterate to people. These are real reactions to this stuff.
Yeah, so that's what I was wondering too, is like, how hard is it? In particular, I was thinking of the scene where there's this big moment later on in the film where Chris apologized, Eric Andre's character, to your character in the bus, and you're saying these like really good lines because at the end of the day, there's just this great storyline between them making up as friends and you changing as a person. But was that hard to pull off? Like hitting, it was a heavy dialogue scene for you, and you have all these people who aren't like in on the scene, right? Like these are just random people. Was that really difficult to do?
No, I mean, look, me and Eric talk about this all the time. I dove into Bud Malone, so to make these pranks work, you literally have to become those characters, and you can't think about it. You're the characters. Because that's the funny part about it. Like once again, when I watch it now, I laugh because I'm like, this prank is just us talking with our feelings on a bus to some people that don't know what's going on. The prank is just us talking loud, right?
Yeah, hell yeah.
It's just, but it's so. But we had to stay in that, and I love watching it because some of the reactions I didn't see until I watched the movie because we're doing it. And I'm like, dang, you like see the girl about to cry, like, So it was that was one of those scenes that was really beautiful, and because that scene and the argument scene kind of has the same energy, right? Well, we have to sell whatever the heck we doing to draw people because like with the car crash scene and that brother, like, man, we look, this dude, I don't know if he was making new friends. He just really was invested, like us, us calming down and making up. He was really invested into our friendship. We don't know why, but he was.
Yeah, and he had the peace symbol on his necklace. It was perfect. I was like, how is this even real? It just couldn't have
He's like
worked out
grabbing
better.
us. He's like literally
Yeah.
grabbing us like he do us. Like, once again, when you're in the moment of it, I didn't even really notice it until I rewatched it. Like he was grabbing us like he do us, right? Like,
Yeah,
like
hell yeah, hell yeah. And no, that was just brilliant. And like, I think what's going to be a lot of people's favorite scene is the scene of you guys at the Rivermore Zoo with this gorilla. And I'm wondering because I really think these people that were with you were like genuinely terrified. Did you have a feeling of like guilt at all, or like, am I going to break? Like, should we stop? Like, what was your feeling in those moments?
no, in that particular scene, that was one of the hardest scenes for me not to laugh in because they were
Okay.
so, and that was our first group that really made that prank work. And they were so invested into like the way like they were when I tell you they were grabbing my arm, I was trying not to laugh. Like I was like
Okay.
fighting that because it was like they were so invested. And the stuff they were saying, like, get out of there. Like I was like, yo, why did you go back in? And it was insane. So like that was one of the toughest things where I tried not to break actually, because I was like, yo, this is gold, man.
Oh, hell yeah. And like, speaking of not trying to break, I have to give you props because I was wondering the scene that made me think, like, how the hell is he not breaking right now is when Tiffany Hash's character is yelling at you on the rooftop towards the end of the film. And she's like, well, you smell like shit. And she's right in your face. I'm like, how the hell is Lil Rel not breaking during her in this character. Like, do you have any tips for that, just for an actor?
But
Like,
once again, and that's a testament to our chemistry, like me and Tiff, right? You know, being
right.
one of my best friends. So like just playing in that scene, because even like when you rewatch it, it's me yelling, "I want to live!" Right? It's just like what? it's just insane. So it's just like it's hard not to break, but once you in it, you in it. You know what I mean? Like it's so funny too when you say that. Like the break moments for me was just some of the natural reactions from the people we were pranking. You know, it was like
Right.
I only felt bad one time. I only like with the porta potty prank. Those were dates that Bud was on. So
Oh my God.
those are actually dates. So one of the
Wow.
ladies it was a really good date. Like Bud found love. Like, we was eating like spaghetti together. It was crazy. It was like, oh, and I felt terrible after like, oh, that's a prank. Like damn, I think you found
Yeah, and you're
somebody.
getting stuck in a porta potty.
Like, do you still want to talk to me? I mean, we still go out. Like that was character.
Oh
No,
man,
but it
that's
was funny.
amazing.
That's I felt bad. That's the only time I felt bad. Like, damn, she really.
Okay, no, that's
Hello. God
wow. That's a crazy story. That's just blowing my mind right now. So what I'm wondering too is, did you guys, I don't know what year you filmed this, but did you guys have any problems at any points with them recognizing you, Eric or Tiffany? Like, was someone blowing it? Like just a random stranger?
Well, we'll have people like like one time it was a girl that really literally was like, yo, you look like Lil Rel, and I'm like, hear that all the time, and just kept it moving. Right, I didn't jump on there, I didn't harp on it, just kept it moving. But a lot of times if we saw somebody that may recognize us, we're talking our lives like, oh, blah, blah, blah. It's like a code word. And then somebody will come in and
Okay.
escort that person out or pull them to the side. But yeah, it didn't. But then the pace of the pranks. So if everything will go so fast that people didn't have time to process what was going on. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't until like afterward, they'd be like, oh my God, Tiffany had this. Oh, you know what I mean? Like, so, but it would be like after a long thing and we yell cut. And that was actually fun to watch too, that people didn't have any idea what was going on, especially at the chicken place. They literally had to eat lunch. And then like we doing this crazy stuff. And it was
That's what I love though. I love what you're saying this, and they show in the end credits all those moments, because I think people wanted to see like, oh, this is all real, right? Like that really confirmed that you guys weren't BSing, which was awesome. And I want to know is, I love the moment of your character in particular in the Electric Cowboy Bar when you say the line, "We are the only black people in here." Are those type of lines? Are you improvising those, or were those like certain things you had to hit on the script?
Nah, that's literally. So it's funny you say that. Some stuff is, but a lot of that stuff is improv, man.
Okay.
A lot of it's improv, like and knowing we understood what the story, like it's so interesting, right? Because there's not a lot of movies you can get where you can just improv like we had the chance to. Yeah, we had dialogue we had to stick to, which is so funny too to do dialogue in a prank movie. It's the craziest thing because nobody else knows we're doing a movie, right? So it's like we're talking about certain things. Like, what are they talking about? Right? Why are they hitting on these key points? Like, what the hell?
Right.
So to actually do dialogue and nobody knows that it's dialogue, it's the craziest mind. When I think about it, it's like, yo, that was crazy, right? Because they didn't know we were filming this.
No, absolutely. And that's interesting too, because like it's this crazy experience you're having on set. Was there any fail safes for, like, I know there's a scene where a guy runs after you guys with like a knife coming out of a shop. Was there like a backup thing around you guys, like just in case?
Nah, so that was the first day. We went into the wrong barbershop, so our security that was in there. I don't know what this brother was talking about before we came in. I don't know. He's like, man, if I ever see somebody with they dicks attached, I'm gonna kill him. You know, I don't know what, because he was so angry, right? We walked in, we asked for help, and we was really nice about it. He looked like he was looking for a gun first. Okay, he didn't find a gun, so he grabbed a knife and literally chased us. It was the rage. Luckily, our security right in front of him, and I jumped. I'm on the ground. I had to scrape my elbow. That's how scared I was. I felt that it was crazy. The even more insane part of it, this dude went from wanting to murder us to like, oh, it's a movie? Oh, man.
Oh, of course.
I'm about to kill you. Like, what? You about to go to jail? Jesus, man.
That's amazing. No, wow. Okay. So yeah, then once they hear it's a movie, then they're a whole different type of person. Like,
man, I almost killed y'all, man. It's crazy. I was gonna murder y'all. What?
So what I love too, and you had mentioned how like you're throwing in little lines here because there's still dialogue in a prank movie, and I like you guys had the payoff with the white chicks joke. Um, how long did it take you to put that makeup on for the white chick's character of yourself?
It took forever. It was one of those things too. I fought tooth and nail about like, man, I don't want to do this, but it made sense for Bud. If Bud is, it's all about story. Bud loves that movie. He thinks it's a real thing that can happen. And we had to do it twice, which was even more
Oh my
annoying.
God.
Because we did the first time and it was brilliantly done. It was crazy hilarious. The problem is the team decided that they wanted us to perform the thing on stage again in front of the same people instead of getting them to sign off. And then once they saw what we were doing, it was like, oh no, we're not gonna be in this movie. So at first they was down, so we had to do it all over again. And I was so upset about that because I was like, fam, let's not do this. Whatever we got is what we got. They did not listen to me, and we lost that group, that first group we did it in front of, because they were so angry.
Oh God.
It was a perfect thing. It was a perfect thing. But then when we did it again,
Oh man.
we had them so uncomfortable, man. It was perfect.
I can only imagine. And I love that's the grand finale because it like hits and just like crescendos on the most uncomfortable looking scene for you guys, which I think makes the audience love it even more. But so I absolutely love the film. Like I said, everyone, if you haven't watched already, just watch it. Tell all your friends about it. It's on Netflix today. And before I let you go, Lil Rel, is there anything else you'd like to plug? And would you ever do a sequel for this film?
Everybody keep asking me that. I mean, at first it was a hard no. Because I'm like, you know what I mean? Because the prank movie thing. And this thing about it, I don't know how, unless only way we could do one, it would have to be in some place that just don't know this exists. So I like, you know what I mean? Like it's almost impossible to do it again because now like
Yeah.
see it. But that's the only way you can do it. I think you have to go somewhere where like they have no idea about this movie or
Right.
like some crazy weird small place where like they go, I don't know why they would be in this place, but that's what we have to do.
I like that. So yeah, Bad Trip International will be the sequel. Perfect. Lil Rel, thank you so much for joining me. Like I said, everyone check out his newest film, Bad Trip, on Netflix out today. Lil Rel, I love talking to you and I hope to talk to you again in the future.
Appreciate you, brother.
Thanks, man. Have a good one.
Thank you.